Hi everyone and welcome to our class today. I'm Rachel from Yoga Mara, and today we're going to take it nice and easy, targeting the whole body for this nice all-rounded flow, hopefully invigorating the body with some fresh energy, fresh balance and clarity for the mind. So when you're ready, we're going to begin in the middle of your mat, coming onto the sit bones, finding a nice cross-legged position if that feels comfortable. If not, you can take the soles of the feet together in a butterfly pose if the hips are quite tight. Otherwise, we're here sitting up nice and tall as if there's a string pulling you up from the crown of the head. Take a deep inhale as you roll the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, loop them down the spine, really opening up the heart and chest, broadening through the collarbone here. And if it's comfortable for you, you can start to gently close the eyes, bringing the hands in your lap, palms facing up, allowing yourself to receive and take in how you wish to feel today. And just taking this moment to allow everything to slow down here, unwinding from your day or week thus far. And just taking this opportunity to fully arrive at your mat, for whatever reason you have come. And slowly begin to observe the breath. Letting go of thoughts as you bring the awareness inwards to the inhale and exhale. With each inflow and outflow of the breath, allow yourself to become more relaxed, more comfortable, more at peace. Dropping shoulders away from the ears as you broaden through the collarbone here, chin parallel to the floor. Taking in this fresh energy, fresh air in through the nostrils, traveling all the way down to the base of the belly. Filling yourself up to whatever you need for today. For me, it's patience, so I'm going to take that into my practice. Feel free to choose whatever word, whatever mantra you need in this moment, and take it with you through your class and the rest of your day. Slowly beginning to come back to the room, come back to the body, noticing any sensations you may be feeling, any stresses or tension you may be holding in the body in this moment. And just sending the breath to that area now, nourishing its way through any blockages you may be holding on to. And in your own time, slowly begin to open the eyes, bringing a soft gaze here. Option to just take the gaze downward for a moment as you come back to the room. And in your own time, gently releasing the hands, placing them either side of the hips. Good job. From here, we're just going to move and stretch out the neck. So from here, taking both hands either side of the body, planting down into the palms, drop the shoulders away from the ears. When you're ready, slowly start to bring the chin towards the chest. And just bringing the gaze down towards the heels, keeping the spine nice and tall, but feeling this lovely stretch in the upper back and the neck area. On an inhale, we're going to slowly start to roll the head over towards that left shoulder, taking the gaze over that left shoulder. Exhale as you drop the chin to chest once more. Feel that lovely stretch. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale as you roll the head over to the opposite side. So taking the gaze over that right shoulder this time. And really work that left shoulder down away from the ear. Good job. Exhale, drop the head down. Inhale as you roll over to opposite side. And just moving with your own breath, taking one breath per movement as you inhale, rolling over to the opposite shoulder. Maybe spending more than one breath on one side, especially if you're feeling more tightness on one side over the other. Just really taking this time to check in with your body. Notice how you're feeling and honoring that. You're ready, we'll all meet with our chin to chest. Gaze towards the feet. Taking one deep cycle of breath here. Exhale, sigh out. Inhale as you slowly lift the gaze. Crown of the head to the sky. Good job. Gentle shoulder roll here. And exhale, lift them back. Walking that left hand out to the left hand side, planting down on that left palm. And just making sure both sit bones stay planted on the ground. If you're quite tight in this area, start to bring the hand closer to the body. Otherwise, you can walk it out further depending on your own mobility levels. Inhale as you draw that right arm all the way up and overhead, reaching up through the fingertips. As you exhale, bending into that left elbow as you reach up and over with that right arm, taking the gaze out in front or all the way up towards the sky. Breathing nice and deeply here as you lift up and out of the ribcage, feeling that lovely stretch on the right side body, pressing that right sit bone into the earth. Inhale as you lift that arm up, exhale, float it down, walking that right hand out this time, and reaching up with that left hand. Take an inhale, find length through the fingertips, and exhale as you bend into that right elbow. Again, an option to take the gaze out to the side or all the way up overhead. Taking one more deep cycle of breath here. And exhale. Good job. Now moving more freely, more quickly through this. Taking one breath per movement as we find this beautiful lateral stretch. Opening up the side body here. So coming into it with your own pace. Tuning into your own breath as you inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, bending into that side. Good job. One more each side. Keeping both sit bones planted in the ground. Last one here. And on your next inhale, sweeping that hand out in front, taking the right hand out to join it, pressing those sit bones back in towards the mat. Exhale as you fold your torso forward, dropping the gaze down to the earth. Option to come down onto the forearms, or really start to extend those arms out, giving you space to go deeper into this. Feeling this lovely hip opener here, breathing nice and deeply. Coming into it at your own level, so maybe you're here for today and that's perfectly fine. Still feeling that lovely stretch. Sending the weight back into the sit bones, into the hips. Lovely stretch in the inner thigh also. Inhale as you start to walk the hands back towards center. And slowly stacking the vertebrae up one at a time. Head coming up last. Good job. Taking the legs out into this wide straddle. So again, choosing your own option here. If you wish to bring the legs closer, then please do, depending again on your flexibility levels here. So really we want to send the weight into the front edge of the sit bone. Heels are on the floor, toes facing up towards the ceiling, so my feet are flexed. I'm going to create this external rotation of the legs as we press down onto the tops of the thighs. And just breathing here. So the knees and toes are facing up towards the sky. Good job, beautiful one for the inner thighs, the hips, inner hip flexors. Taking the hands out in front, taking an inhale here, find length. Option to stay here as you feel that lovely stretch. If you wish to go deeper, start to walk those hands out in front. And slowly just dropping the head down. So my hamstrings are quite tight today, and especially at the beginning of your class you may notice this. So just coming into this nice and gently, without forcing anything here, without feeling any discomfort, just breathing nice and deeply. Coming into your own personal edge, taking one more deep cycle of breath here. Good job. From here, we're going to take that left hand, plant it inside that left foot, or just taking it to the shin or ankle, whichever feels more comfortable. Inhale as you reach up and over with that right arm, feeling that lovely side stretch. So I'm not tilting the chest down, I'm lifting the heart up towards the sky as we bend into that left leg. Feeling that lovely stretch in the right side body. Inhale, lift up. Reaching to the opposite foot with the right arm. Lift left arm up and exhale as you bend over to the opposite side. So again, options to take the hand to the shin, ankle, or the sole of the foot. And sweeping both arms out in front, stretching both arms out. Inhale as we walk the hands back towards center, towards the pelvis. Crown of the head up last. Bending left leg in, taking right around. And from here, we're going to come up onto all fours, finding our tabletop position here. So bringing your knees in line with hips and taking your hands in line with your wrists in line with your shoulders here. So finding that nice neutral tabletop position, pressing away from the earth, so really drawing that navel in towards the spine, knitting those ribs together, feet are untucked here. So flattening into the tops of the feet, soft bend in the elbow. Moving into our cat-cow, inhale as the belly drops. Chest opens, tailbone to the sky, gaze comes forward. This is your cow pose. Exhale as you push through the hands and knees, rounding the spine, drawing chin to chest, tucking the tailbone in, finding cat pose. Inhale, belly drops. Chest opens, tailbone to the sky, finding your cow. Exhale to round, moving in the opposite direction as you draw navel in, tucking tailbone in. Let's go for one more. Inhale, belly drops, chest opens. Exhale to round. Good job. On your next inhale, finding tabletop once more. Nice neutral spine. And when you're ready, from here, just walking the hands out in front, we're going to take the hands, so sending the fingers out towards the edges of the mat, extending them out towards the top of the mat and turning them outwards here. And keeping the hips stacked in front of the knees, you may need to walk the hands out more. On an exhale, we're going to come all the way down as we melt the chest down towards the mat, finding our puppy pose. So just drooping the chest and heart down towards the floor, bringing chin or forehead to the mat as we find this lovely deep stretch throughout the shoulders, the upper arms, the upper back. So depending on the length of your arms, the torso, you may need to extend those arms out even more. So just widening the stance with the hands, taking them a little wider than shoulder width, and just breathing nice and deeply into this beautiful stretch. Somewhere we hold a lot of tension and stress is throughout the shoulder area, so this is a beautiful way to relieve any pressure there. Again, just visualizing your breath working its way through any stagnation or blockages. Exhale, sigh out. Good job. Inhale as you lift your gaze and slowly coming onto the elbows, walking the hands back and slowly bringing them back underneath the shoulders and taking those knees out nice and wide so that they touch either edges of the mat. Bringing big toes to touch. On an exhale, sinking hips back towards the heels, walking the hands out. And exhale as you melt the heart and forehead down, finding Balasana pose, your child's pose. Lovely one for rest and relaxation. So just allowing yourself to spend a couple of cycles of breath here, really connecting back with your breath, connecting back with your intention today, how you wish to feel. Maybe saying a mantra to yourself, I am patient. I am grounded, whatever it may be, whatever you need to hear right now. Tuning into that. As you move through each pose with intention and integrity. On an inhale, slowly lifting the gaze. And when you're ready, lifting those hips up and forward, walking the hands back underneath shoulders. Drawing knees back underneath the hips, finding tabletop once more. When you're ready, we're going to tuck the feet under, tucking toes under. Again, soft bend in the elbows. Draw that navel in, pressing away from the earth through the hands and the tops of the toes. Take an inhale as you draw those knees off the mat, hovering. When you're ready, on another inhale, taking those hips all the way up to the sky. Exhale as you drop the head in between the two arms, as you slowly draw heels towards the earth. So you will notice the hamstrings and calves may be very tight here. So just slowly pedaling the feet out here as you bend and extend opposite legs, finding your first downward facing dog here of your class. So slowly moving through that leg extension and bend here as you stretch out the calves, the hamstrings. Head hangs heavy in between the two arms and your gaze is at the gap in between your two feet. Each inhale, lifting that tailbone high to the sky, and as you exhale, drawing heels closer to the earth. If the hamstrings are extremely tight, don't be afraid to take a soft bend into those knees, melting hard in towards the chest, feeling this lovely upside down V shape and spaciousness throughout the entire body.
If you're more flexible, if you're more advanced in your practice, you can really start to draw those heels to the earth. Taking one deep cycle of breath here. Exhale, sign out. Good job. Inhale, we're going to come high up on those tippy toes. Wave the body forward, drawing navel in, sending shoulders in line with wrists, finding plank pose as you send the energy in towards the heels. Breathing here. On your next inhale, lifting the hips up, and exhale as you plug the heels, find down dog. Let's go for one more. Inhale, wave the body forward, find plank, send the weight into the heels, energy back and towards the back feet. Inhale, lifting the hips up, and exhale, plug the heels down dog. Good job. On your next inhale, waving the body forward, finding plank once more. Draw those elbows in, hugging those elbows in towards the rib cage, dropping the knees down, flattening through the tops of the feet, and slowly lower the chest, chin, and eventually the whole body comes down onto the floor. Hands are underneath shoulders, draw the elbows in. Inhale as you peel the chest up, find cobra. Lovely back bend. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, slowly melt the heart down, bringing forehead to the mat. Tucking the toes under, press away from the earth, taking knees, hips up off the mat. Plug the heels, find downward facing dog, and breathe. Good job. On your next inhale, coming high up on those tippy toes, and slowly begin to walk the feet all the way up to meet the hands. Nice and gently here. Feet are hip width distance apart, so you can measure 2 fists in between your 2 feet. Taking an inhale here, and exhale, fold. So really making sure the weight is in the front of the feet, head is hanging heavy, arms hang heavy. And this is your Uttanasana pose, your forward fold. So chest folds across the thighs. And you can have a soft bend in those knees if the hamstrings are tight. Option to take the hands around shins or ankles as you draw chest towards thighs. On your next inhale, sliding hands up onto shins, lift the shoulders back, finding your halfway lift or Uttanasana. Creating this L shape in the body. Option to take the fingers in line with shoulders here towards the floor. And when you're ready, exhale as you fold forward, find your Uttanasana pose. Inhale, sweeping the arms out, coming all the way up, finding your upward salute. Gazes at the thumbs, hands come to prayer. And exhale, hands draw towards heart center, Tadasana, elbows out. Pressing against those palms, so really engaging the arms. Take a cycle of breath here, connecting back to the breath. Good job. Let's go for one round of Sunny. Inhale as you sweep those arms out, coming all the way up. Exhale as you sweep the arms outwards. So swan dive as you fold, Uttanasana. Inhale as you lift halfway, your version. Exhale, fold, pressing down on the palms. Stepping right foot back, step left foot back, find plank pose. Draw that navel in, engage the core. Exhale, drop the knees down, hug elbows in, and slowly melt chest, chin, and eventually whole body down. Inhale as you peel the chest up, find cobra. Exhale to lower, tucking toes under, come up on the knees, take the knees off the mat, hips up, plug the heels, downward facing dog, paddle it out if you wish. Calves will still be tight, as will the hamstrings. So just tune into that, giving your body that movement if it needs it. Exhale, side out. Good job. Inhale, come high up on those tippy toes, wave the body forward, find plank pose. Dropping knees down and flattening through the tops of the feet. When you're ready, stepping that right foot in between your 2 hands. Option to take the hand around the ankle as you walk it all the way up. So taking this nice low lunge. Your foot is towards the top of the mat. As you lunge in towards that right knee, making sure that knee is in line with the ankle here. So we're coming up onto the fingertips. Option to heel toe that foot all the way to the edge of the mat if the hips are tight. I'm just going to tuck those back toes under as you send that back knee towards the back of your mat. So really not only opening up through that right hip, but also that left hip also in the front hip here. So squaring the hips off, so taking that right thumb towards right hip as you send the energy back. Inhale as you sweep the arms out, coming all the way up, bringing palms together in prayer.
Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good job. Taking a moment here, take a breath. Releasing the hands. Inhale as you draw the arms forward, coming all the way up. Exhale as we spread the arms out, so finding these nice circular movements. Inhale as we sweep forward. Exhale as we sweep back. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Framing that right foot. Taking your right hand inside right foot. Heel toe that foot to the edge of your mat if it's not already there. So planting both hands down on the mat. Option to stay here as you press that knee outward to the right edge of your mat. Feeling this beautiful opening on that right inner thigh and groin. This is your lizard pose. Option to stay here or come all the way down onto the forearms if you wish to feel a deeper stretch. You can also come onto the edge of that right foot to allow more opening in that area if you wish, if you need it. Just breathing here, taking the gaze towards the hands if they're in a fist or interlaced. Just breathing into this beautiful deep stretch. Good job. When you're ready, releasing the hands if they're interlaced, pressing up on the palms, heel to that foot back in towards center, take the right hand outside it. Inhale as you come up high on the fingertips. On an exhale, we're going to lift the hips up and back as you come onto that right heel and stretch that right leg out, finding your half monkey or half split pose. So you can start to slowly extend that right leg. Option to take a bend in that knee if you need to, if the hamstrings are tight, please do. Just taking a few moments here, finding this lovely stretch and breathing deeply into it. As you inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Create space, and as you exhale, you're going to move and fold into that space. Bring knee towards the forehead, or forehead to the knee. Good job. Inhale as you slowly plant down onto that right foot, walk the hands back, framing that right foot, tucking left toes under, come off that left knee. Step right foot back, find plank pose. From here, taking a vinyasa, exhale, drop the knees down, hug elbows in. Slowly lower chest, chin, eventually whole body down. Inhale, peel the chest up, find cobra. Exhale to lower, tucking toes under, press away from the earth, lift the hips up, plug the heels, downward facing dog. Breathing here, nice and deeply. And exhale completely. Good job. Inhale as we wave up onto the tippy toes, wave the body forward, drop knees down. Flatten through the tops of the feet, and this time stepping left foot in between the two hands. Option again to take the hand around the ankle. Coming up onto the fingertips, tucking right toes under, and sink that right knee back. When you're ready, option again up to take that left foot all the way out to the left edge of your mat to open up the hips more if you need it. Otherwise, we're staying towards center, working that left hip back so you can take your left thumb into that left hip as you work it back. Take an inhale as you sweep those arms out, coming all the way up, bringing hands together in prayer. And exhale, hands come to heart center. So again, just making sure your tailbone is tucked in and you're lunging deeply into that left knee. Keeping that nice squareness in the hips. So not only feeling it in the left hip, but also on that front right hip as you stretch it out and along that right quad. Good job. Releasing the hands. On your next inhale, sweeping those arms forward, draw them up towards the sky. Exhale as you draw circles here with the arms. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, open up through the chest and shoulders. Let's go for two more. Inhale. And again, you can go at your own pace with this. Allow the breath to guide your movement. You don't have to follow me. Releasing the hands, planting them either side of that left foot. Taking left hand inside left foot as we heel toe that foot out to the edge of the mat. Taking both hands in line with the shoulders as we come down on the palms. Option to stay here as we find our lizard pose. Otherwise, coming down onto the elbows of the forearms. And using that left arm to work that knee out to the left hand side. You may find that one side is more stiff or more tight than the other. I know this is for me.
So you may find that you can only come down on one forearm, that's totally normal, so don't worry. You're just breathing into this space, this tightness, so wherever you're feeling that tightness in the body, sending the breath there. And keeping the gaze at the hands if they're interlaced, taking any strain from the neck. And when you're ready, slowly releasing the hands, pressing against the palms, slowly coming back up. Heel toe that foot into the center, take that left hand outside left foot as you frame that foot. Coming up onto the fingertips, find length through the crown of the head. Exhale as you sink those, so lifting the hips up and back, coming onto that left heel as you walk the hands back, finding your half split or half monkey pose. So just want you to draw your attention and awareness to that left hip. So we're not tilting to one side, we're sending the energy back into that left hip as you work it towards the back of your mat. So we're really squaring the hips off here, and you should instantly feel that nice deep stretch on the hamstrings and the calves. So just playing around with this one here, option to take a bend in that left knee. Inhale as you find length through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, fold, bring your forehead to the knee. Again, an option to bend the knee to bring it towards the forehead if you need to. And just breathe in here, inhale, find length. And exhale, fold. And your next inhale, slowly rolling down on that left foot, walking the hands back, tucking right toes under, taking brightly off the mat. Step left foot back, find plank. Take a breath here. On the exhale this time, option to drop down on the knees as we did before, or if you wish to invite a challenge today into your practice, sending the weight in front, shoulders in front of wrists, hug the elbows in, exhale as you slowly lower the body down, hovering over the mat. Tricep push up. Inhale as you find upward facing dog or cobra. If you wish to take up dog, bring shoulders in line with wrists, feet are untucked and hips and thighs hover over the mat, shoulders drop away from the ears. Feeling that will be opening through the abdominals, the torso. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, plug the heels, finding downward facing dog, pedal it out, and breathe. Good job. And your next inhale, come high up on the tippy toes, walking the feet all the way up to meet the hands, nice and gently. Feet are hip width distance as you fold, dropping head and arms, taking both hands around opposite elbows as we find our ragdoll pose. So here you're just going to sway the torso from side to side as you massage the lower back out, finding lovely length through the waist and the rib cage. Letting the head hang heavy here, sending the weight into the front of the feet, hips in line with the ankles. As you feel the slowly stretch. Again, option to take a bend in those knees. Your next exhale, releasing the hands. Take an inhale as you find length, creating your halfway lift. Exhale as you fold Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep those arms out, coming all the way up. Finding your upward salute, gazes at the thumbs. And exhale, hands come to heart center, Tadasana. Take a breath. Exhale, release. Going through one more round of Sun A. Inhale as you sweep the arms out, coming all the way up. Exhale as you swan dive and fold, chest comes to thighs. Inhale, lift halfway, your version. Exhale, pressing down on the palms. Step right foot back. Step left foot back, find plank pose. And from here, taking your own vinyasa, either dropping knees down or keeping them off the mat. Exhale as you lower, chaturanga. Inhale, find cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up. Plug the heels, downward facing dog. Well done. Taking a nice deep breath here, inhale. Come up high on the tippy toes, exhale. Plugging the heels down. Good job. On your next inhale, coming high up on those tippy toes. And when you're ready, draw that right leg all the way up towards the sky, finding three-legged dog. Exhale as you bend that knee in towards the chin, round the spine, hug the knee in towards chin. Stepping that foot in between your two hands. And again, an option to take hand around the ankle to walk it up. Inhale as you draw arms forward, coming all the way up, finding your high lunge here. So back heel is off the mat, both toes are facing the front as you lunge deep into that right knee. Knee in line with ankle, spiraling those pinky fingers towards one another as you drop shoulders away from the ears. Tailbone is tucked in, draw navel in. And on the exhale, we're going to pivot on that back foot, opening the arms out shoulder level, finding warrior two. So working that knee back as you lunge deep into that right knee. You should be able to see that right big toe in front of the knee. Warrior two. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, tuck tailbone in. Good job. Flipping the palms. Inhale as you extend that front leg. Draw palms together, take the gaze with you. Exhale, find warrior two. Inhale. Finding this lovely dancing warrior here. Exhale, float it back down. So just moving with your own breath here. Finding this lovely dancing warrior movement. One more. Exhale. Warrior two. Hold it here. When you're ready, flipping that right palm. Take an inhale as we reverse the warrior. Lifting up and over. Exhale as we draw right elbow to right knee. Inhale as we reach up and over with that left arm. Extended side angle. Inhale as we find warrior two. And extending that front leg, turning right toes in. Let's turn left toes out. So moving towards the back of our mat this time. And finding that nice warrior two stance on the left side. So again, working that left knee back. Feeling that lovely stretch in the inner left thigh. And when you're ready, take an inhale as you flip the palms. Draw palms together as you extend that front leg. Take the gaze with you. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good job. Exhale. Well done. From here, flipping that left palm, take an inhale as you reverse the warrior. Reaching up and over with that left arm. Option to take the gaze out to the side or all the way overhead. And when you're ready, draw your left elbow to left arm, up and over with right. Extend the side angle. Inhale as you come back, find warrior two. You're going to draw that right arm all the way towards the back of your mat. Turning on that right foot, so coming back off that back heel, reaching up overhead, finding high lunge on the back of your mat. Tucking tailbone in, find length through the fingertips as you exhale, lunging deeply into that left knee. Good job. Inhale, find length. As you exhale, we're going to windmill the hands, framing that left foot. Stepping the left foot back, find plank pose. Draw the navel in. And from here, dropping knees down or keeping them off the mat. Finding your own vinyasa as you chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, find cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, tucking toes under, lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. Well done. Taking an inhale here, come high up on those tippy toes. Wave the body forward, drop the knees down. Take them out nice and wide, either edge of the mat. Flattening through the tops of the feet, sink the hips back. And find child's pose. Breathing nice and deeply. Your next inhale, pressing into the palms, wave the body forward, keeping big toes to touch. As you start to sink the pelvis, pubic bone down towards the mat, drawing heels towards the glutes as you open up the front body and the abdominals. Exhale as you sink back, find child's pose, bringing forehead to the mat. Let's go for one more. Inhale as you wave the body forward, dropping pubic bone down, bringing heels towards the glutes. And exhale. Child's pose. And your next inhale, slowly coming back up, lifting the hips up, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, drawing knees in line with hips. Coming down on that left hip as we turn towards the front of our mat, coming to a seated position, finding our seated forward fold. So extend both legs out in front, coming to the front edge of that sit bone. So removing any flesh from the glutes there. Take an inhale as you draw the arms up overhead. Find length through the fingertips. Flexing the feet as you exhale, hinging forward from the hips and fold. So taking the hands either side of the legs, planting them on the mat, either on the shins, ankles, or the soles of the feet, whichever feels more accessible for you. As you inhale, find length through the crown of the head. Create space, and as you exhale, moving and melting into that space. Just breathing nice and deeply here. On your next inhale, slowly start to roll the body back up, sliding the hands back towards the hips as you stack the vertebrae up one at a time. Crown of the head up last. Planting both hands either side of the hips, down firmly on the mat. Scoot the bum down, come down onto the soles of the feet. Reaching out in front with both arms as if somebody's pulling you up towards the front of your mat. As you exhale, tucking the tailbone in, drawing navel in towards the spine. And slowly melt the body back down, one vertebrae at a time. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Walking the heels back towards the glutes. Feet are hip width distance apart and parallel. Stretching out the outer hip flexors now as we take that right ankle over left thigh. Flexing the right foot, take an inhale as we take left foot off the mat. So both feet are flexed, interlace the fingers and wrap them around the left thigh. On an exhale, we're going to start to draw that left knee in towards the chest and body, using that right arm to work right knee out towards the edge of the mat. So really making sure both hips and shoulders stay planted on the ground. Just breathing here, using each exhale to go deeper, feeling this lovely stretch on the right outer hip flexor. Eye of the needle pose. A lovely one instead of pigeon, if that causes any discomfort for you. This is targeting the same area, so it can be a lovely deep stretch. Exhale, releasing the hands, releasing the left foot. And swap it over, taking left foot over right thigh. Take an inhale as you lift that right foot off the mat, interlace fingers around right thigh. And exhale as you draw that knee in towards the chest. Again, flexing both feet here to activate the legs and using that left arm to work left knee outwards. Feeling this lovely stretch on the outer left hip flexor, the outer glute. And just using each exhale to go deeper. And exhale, releasing the hands, releasing both feet here. And when you're ready, taking both feet up towards the sky, sole of the feet to the sky. Taking the knees out nice and wide, threading the arms inside the legs. Catching for the shins, ankles, or the outer edges of the feet, whichever feels more comfortable. And finding our happy baby pose as you draw knees towards the shoulders, towards the armpits. Tailbone is heavy here as you gently rock from side to side, feeling this beautiful opening in the hips, the inner thighs. Don't be afraid to smile in this one, it can feel a bit goofy. And if you wish to extend and bend opposite legs, then please do, taking whatever adjustments or movements you need before we find Shavasana. Hugging both knees in towards the chest, relax the head and shoulders, gentle squeeze here, tailbone heavy. And on an exhale, releasing the arms, releasing the legs, taking the feet out wider than the hips, toes away from one another. Arms are in this lovely soft V, palms facing up, and if it's comfortable for you, begin to close the eyes. Shavasana pose, or your dead body pose. So we're practicing stillness now. One of the most beneficial poses in yoga. A lovely way to seal your practice, creating this sense of inner peace and quiet. And it is only in the quiet, when we silence everything, when we surrender to the stillness, that we truly hear and see what's going on within. So just allowing yourself this time to really feel the benefits of this, to really tune in with the body now, connecting with your breath once more, your grounding force, bringing you back to the present moment. Each time you notice your mind wandering, which it will, so don't worry, you're not doing anything wrong. As soon as you notice what's happening, gently and without judgment, guide your attention back to the breath. Your breath is your anchor.
back to the now. This moment, which is all we ever have. Feeling completely relaxed throughout the entire body. Softening the muscles in the face, particularly the lower jaw. Allowing everything to become heavy here. Resting in awareness. Noticing the belly rise and fall through each in-breath and out-breath. Letting go now of any stresses, worries, tensions in the body, in the mind. Allowing it to grow further and further away through each exhale. If you have the time to stay here, I recommend you do so. Up to 10 to 15 minutes can be so beneficial, so please allow yourself that lovely time of stillness and peace. If not, and you wish to join me, you can begin to invite some movement into the fingers and the toes, gently coming back to the room, noticing the earth supporting you. Becoming aware of sensations in the body, interlacing the fingers and taking a nice big stretch overhead. Taking the gaze over the right and over to the left. Keeping eyes closed as we bend the knees, coming over onto your right side nice and slowly into the fetal position. And in your own time, gently pressing against the mat as you find yourself in a cross-legged position, just as we began our class. Bringing both hands in prayer, keeping eyes closed here, head over heart over pelvis, thumbs to chest, just taking it all in right now. Noticing how you feel in this moment. Notice the shift in energy, in your mood. And when you're ready, bowing chin to chest. Showing gratitude to yourself for showing up on the mat today. Gratitude to your bodies for taking you through this physical practice. And I would like to extend my gratitude to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this flow, and we look forward to seeing you back here soon. Namaste.